Hey guys, Janice Vaughn, letting your light shine. Thank you all so much for joining my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I focus on getting through narcissistic abuse, and hopefully my story will inspire so many of you to maybe gain some knowledge that I dealt with and some of the tips that I learned along the way to help you get out of your narcissistic relationship, whether it be a personal relationship, a work relationship, family relationship, whatever it may be. Narcissistic abuse is not okay in any way. All right, so just remember that. So I wanted to go back because I'm bouncing here and there because I cleaned out some more boxes today, and I came across, it's so healing for me to do this. You guys have no idea. And by the way, what I'm doing with all of my notes, I am burning them. Oh my gosh, the full moon is coming up. You damn well better believe I'm burning all this stuff. But I wanted to share with you some more notes that the narcissist took on me. Here we go. It's not my handwriting. This was on February of 2019, so 4 years ago. All right, so I had been married to him. At this point, it had been a year and a half, okay? So here's what he says. My mood. Apparently he's tracking my mood, okay? I didn't know he was my official mood ring. Do you guys remember those mood rings? Apparently he was mine. Walls, salt and wounds, no apology, ownership of responsibility. You guys, these narcissists will never own up to crap. So he's sitting here and he was putting down that I didn't apologize for, at this point, who knows what. I mean, the man took notes of me not saying bless you. Are you kidding me when he sneezed? Give me a break. Maybe I was on a phone call. Maybe I was in another room and you didn't hear me actually say bless you, but you just assumed that I didn't say it. So this note-taking crap is just so crazy. Apparently, when I'm good, I'm totally loving. Well, yeah, I'm totally loving to anybody that is exhibiting the same kind of behavior back to me. I'm not going to be loving towards you in that way if you're going to be a complete asshole. So, I just got to the point in the relationship with the narcissist that I just wouldn't even give him any attention at all. And apparently that meant that I was not loving, okay? I'm loving no matter what. But he thinks that because I wasn't giving him all of the attention that these narcissists demand, okay? Because they have to have all of your attention 24/7. If you're on a phone call, have you ever noticed, if you're on a phone call with your friend or your sister or brother or whomever, they purposely will go around you and make noise. Or the narcissist that I was with would make comments such as, here she goes again, talking bullshit. Oh my God, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, like I keep saying, you guys, this behavior is so childish. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. So they're going to sit there and talk to you in the background and, mimic things under their breath, like bitch or the C word, which was a very common word used by this man. That's not okay. It's not okay at all. Not one bit. Nobody deserves that, but apparently he thinks that it's completely okay. And looking back now, I think that he did it because he knew it pissed me off. And he knew I didn't deserve to be called that word, but he did it anyway because it was like the pushing of the buttons, like I just referenced in my earlier video last night or the day before. Comparing me to his ex-wife. And I will say this again and again and again and again. His ex-wife is not crazy. As much as he says that she is, and that she has withheld their children from him, and she manipulated and brainwashed their little minds. She didn't. She protected them. But he wanted to compare me to her and, bank accounts. Apparently I was in control of bank accounts. Well, dude, they were my bank accounts. They were my business accounts. I wasn't going to put you on any of my accounts. No way in hell, knowing that you owed over $35,000 in child support to the ex-wife that you claimed to be horrendous. Well, you know what? She took her kids. She protected the children and moved across the country because she was terrified of you. Your kids didn't want anything to do with you. But now I'm controlling because I did not add him to any bank accounts. this was something that I made very clear to him at the very beginning of our relationship. I said, listen, whatever relationship we're going to have, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, marriage, whatever, should have stopped it before it even got to the boyfriend, girlfriend thing. I said, I'm not putting you on any accounts. Don't even ask. Don't even bring it up again. Just don't, because I have a business that I run, and that's not happening, quite frankly. And, I wanted to preserve my credit, and I was not going to have somebody who was in an extraordinary amount of debt be attached to anything that I own. And that was such a touching point for him, because he was so mad that I wouldn't do that. Okay. And then get this. This is something that just came to mind as I said that. Oh my gosh. He claims that I took credit cards out in his name. No, I didn't. Never would I do that. Okay. But the funny thing is, his ex-wife did the same thing. She apparently did the same thing. She didn't do the same thing. This is what he says. I remember getting with him going, well, you know what? Your credit score kind of sucks. Like, what's going on with that? Well, my ex-wife, she took out credit cards in my name, and, she signed on stuff for me. I knew nothing about these credit cards, nothing at all. Really? Okay, well, so why are these charges that you made? If you didn't know about the credit card, how could you possibly make these charges using your debit or credit card? He did the same thing with me. He's like, well, you know what? If it wasn't for me, I would never have built up your credit rating. Apparently, he thinks he built my credit rating up. Where did that come from? Don't people build their credit rating by paying their bills on time, establishing credit, not having too much debt, all of that stuff? Tell me what part of that he contributed to. But he was so angry that his credit was so crappy and mine was good, that he couldn't stand the fact that I was able to get a 3% finance on something or whatever. He was so angry with that. But he had to take ownership of it. Well, if it wasn't for me, I wouldn't have built your credit. How do you build somebody's credit for them? How do you do that? I would love to know how you do that, honestly. Okay? I pay my own bills. You had nothing to do with my bills. So why are you taking glorification for that? I don't understand that. But again, the narcissist will state that they do everything for you, and you did nothing on your own, because you can't do anything without a narcissist, right? Please. Anyway. And then at the bottom here, he puts all in her name, ex-wife. So he's classifying that I'm putting all of my own credit cards or, credit accounts in my own name. Yeah, why would I attach his name to anything I owned? I would never do that. Never. The apartment that we leased, he was livid because he was not on the lease. I wouldn't put him on. I understand in Arizona and probably most states that if somebody lives with you, yes, that's their home. But I was not going to put him on that lease at all. I never did. And he couldn't stand it. He just couldn't stand it. So although I kept control of my financial situation, and thank goodness I did, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you have got to establish your own separate accounts. You've got to establish your own credit. You have got to have some separation from them, because they are going to always be in control of it if you don't. And I think that's why it made him so mad, because although he came into the relationship filing bankruptcy several years prior, which, you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. People file bankruptcy all the time because they have to rebuild, and there's things that happen in their life. But you know what? I was at a different point, and he couldn't stand that. And because I had my independence, and he wanted to take that away from me. In fact, I remember when I had met him, he wanted me to cash in my retirement account. And he was like, well, we should take this money out. And, I know how to invest money. And, I was in investment banking, and, my parents lost $1 million. $1 million. Really? Okay. My parents lost $1 million because they didn't listen to me. Pull out your retirement. Let me help you invest that money. Really? No. So thank goodness, and I'm very grateful that I had enough common sense smart sense, financial sense, whatever you want to call it, to never, ever, ever bring this man into my own like banking stuff or credit stuff. Like, it was, thank goodness. So if you are in that situation, start separating, get your own credit card accounts. Even if you have to do like a secured credit card, start doing that to build your own credit, because I know that a lot of people in narcissistic relationships, the first thing they say to me is, I don't have the money to escape. Okay, I get that. I do, all right? But if you start to build your credit some way, somehow, you can build it up enough where, yeah, okay, you may have to live off credit cards for a little bit, but you know what? You've got that out, okay? And it doesn't take long to build credit. So that's a huge thing that I would suggest. Yes, I know people are gonna be like, well, I don't believe in credit cards. You know what? I don't either. I do, but I don't. I believe in them for emergency purposes only, and I use mine and I pay them off every month, okay? I'm not a person who puts things on credit cards that I can't afford to pay off when the bill comes due. I'm not saying to get credit cards so that you can go into debt. What I'm saying is it's an emergency thing. So if you build up your credit and you have that, it could be a safety net for getting you out of that relationship, all right? Again, it's my opinion. Don't send me hate messages for that, please, because it saved me a little bit with him at times that I needed my credit. So I'm very grateful for that. So I wanted to share the little note I found again, because, you know, there's so many of them, but comparing me to the ex-wife, and it was just like, now she's awful, and of course I'm the other ex-wife, so I'm sure I'm just as awful, and I can only imagine what he's saying about me. But you know what, like, I care. You know what, his opinion of me does not matter. I don't really care what his opinion is of me, because you know what, I'm where I am today, and he's stuck where he was, if not worse, and that's not my choice, that's his. So you know what, you take care of you, you do you, worry about yourself, take care of yourself first and foremost, and protect yourself. All right guys, I'll be back soon. Thanks.